Welcome back everyone to another episode of Mumbles. Today, I'm doing a rambling, and what am I rambling about? Well, I ramble about a lot of different things, varying from anywhere to anywhere, but today we're going to keep it in the gaming realm, and we're going to talk about NBA 2K17, and it's my career mode. Now, basically, this is the mode I love. Basically, the reason that I bought this game was for this mode. It's my favorite mode in the game, without a doubt, but it's a hard mode. So I wanted to give you guys some tips as to how to build up your My Player quickly and easily so that you can, get that player going. So now, basically, I have to give you guys ahead of time, everything that I'm telling you comes from a point guard based perspective. What I mean by that is, my most successful characters have always been point guards, so I'm talking from, the view of that point guard. Now, if you know anything about basketball, obviously the point guard is the person who is supposed to pass the ball the most. But in 2K17, I don't know about you, but just passing the ball, I like to score. And I like to go to the hoop. And one of the easiest ways that you can gain points is by going to the hoop. So when you go to build initially, the first tip here is when you go to initially build your player, make sure it plays to your strengths. What I mean by that is, if you're good in the normal game, if you're good at driving to the basket or you like driving to the basket, then you're going to want to pick a slasher if you're going to be a point guard. And you're going to want to pick someone that's a little bit taller than the other guys so that you can dunk over them. So that's my first tip. Play to your strengths. If you're not really a three-point shooter, I wouldn't recommend making a three-point shooter. If you're not very good at shooting, I wouldn't recommend that. If you're having trouble with it, I would recommend going and attacking the basket, because at the worst case scenario, you're going to get fouled, you're going to go to the line, and you can get points easily that way. Now my second tip, and for those of you who don't want spoilers or don't want to know anything about this mode, I suggest that you don't listen to this one, but in the actually you can listen to it, it's okay, don't worry about it. I'm not really giving anything away here. In the game, you can earn contracts with companies such as, and I'm just going to throw a random one out there that has nothing to do with the game, such as, a shoe company, okay? Nike, something like that, okay? So you can get a contract with the shoe company, okay? As soon as you get those companies, you can negotiate, bring the money up on those contracts. But my recommendation to you is, as soon as you can get a contract, get it, because as you progress through that contract, you'll get bonuses. 2,000 virtual coins here, 4,000 virtual coins there. Those add up a lot. So you want to be doing those contracts. You want to make sure you're doing those contracts, and you want to, really get those done as fast as you can so you can get better ones and new ones and keep it moving. And you know what I'm saying. You guys get what I'm saying. So that is the second way that you can make your player better. Now my third tip is a pretty simple one. When you're playing My Player, don't get frustrated when you start off the bench or you come off the bench. Just make the most of your minutes. It will still count towards you. It'll still make things better, and you'll be able to progress your character as you get better. Eventually, as you start scoring points, you're going to get on to the starting lineup. So don't get frustrated with that. One other tip that I have here is, when you're going through 2K and you have your schedule, one thing that you want to be sure to do is practice. So in the practice modes, you can earn basically skill cap upgrades, which means you only get so many skill points. So you can upgrade, let's say, three-point shooting and mid-range shooting all the way, and then you're maxed out on points until you get more points to be able to use for your character, basically. So make sure to do those practices. One really easy way to do it is to go into the weight room and, gain up that extra that you lose out on. It's real simple to do. And yeah, that's really it. That's really all the tips I have for you guys today. It was a pretty, I love my career a lot. It's a lot of fun to play. And I think they did a really good job with it, as I've said before on this year's. More than anything, make sure you guys have fun, because that's what this game's all about. Don't stress about, getting real good or real bad or whatever. You can change the difficulty in My Career. You can change the minutes if you want. If you're coming off the bench and you want more minutes in the game, you can always change the minutes. So you can do that. There's nothing against that. NBA games are played up to 12-minute quarters, and the game basically simulates 12-minute quarters for other teams. So you turning up the minutes doesn't really matter, you know what I mean? So you can do that, and that will also help you. Anyways, guys, this has been another episode of Mumbles. I want to thank you all so much for joining me. If you haven't already, please hit that subscribe button. I'd greatly appreciate it. And yeah, this is going to be Mumbles signing off. So have a great day, everyone. Bye-bye.